crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee. Well, the top cop at the CFTC is standing down after he gave JP Morgan a free pass. Mr. James McDonald is set to depart a week after agency imposed record-setting fine on JP Morgan. What do you want to bet he goes to a Wall Street firm for his payday? Yes, sirree, old Jimmy boy is going for a payday. The head of enforcement. He's the head of enforcement at the CFTC. Remember, it is not the CFTC that busted JP Morgan for market rigging. It was the Department of Justice because the CFTC would not do it. Would not do it. You want to see what this schmo looks like? Let's take a look at him. Where we at? There he is. He's a kid. Bought and paid for. This is what a regulator looks like who is bought and paid for. He is leaving 3 years into his little stint where he couldn't do anything, so the DOJ had to come in. Now he's going to Wall Street. He's giving a speech at New York School of Law on perspectives on enforcement, self-reporting, and cooperation at the CFT. This is just such a ridiculous criminal enterprise. Everything financial is a joke. We got to rip it all down. We don't have to rip it down. They're going to rip themselves down when they come for the next bailout and we say no. Anyway, so here's the deal. They say, with James McDonald as enforcement director, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission filed 113 enforcement actions in the year 2020, which ended on September 30th. Oh, by the way, that's when he left. The chief enforcement watchdog of U.S. derivatives market is stepping down as his agency wraps up some of its largest investigations. James McDonald, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission's enforcement director, will resign from his role next week, he said on Friday. That's more like a "you're fired, get the hell out of here," if you ask me. Mr. McDonald, a former federal prosecutor, led CFTC markets cops through dozens of market manipulation cases, including one against JP Morgan Chase, that this week produced the highest fine ever imposed by the agency. Again, it was not the CFTC that did this. It was the Department of Justice. It was even announced by the Department of Justice. Right here. JP Morgan and co. agreed to pay $920 million in connection with schemes to defraud precious metals and U.S. Treasury markets. Who gets that 920? Who gets the $920 million? How many? Raise your hand if you're a silver investor and you lost money because of JP Morgan. How much of the $920 million are you going to get? Where does that $920 million go? Where do all these fines go that the banks pay? They go right back in the pocket of the banks? Most likely they do. I want to know where the 920 is going, because it surely isn't getting in the pockets of all the silvers investors out there who got conned by JP Morgan. Back to the announcement. Mr. McDonald, 38 years old, said he didn't have a new job yet. Oh, yeah, right. And didn't know if he would make the switch to representing Wall Street clients, a common move for ex-government enforcers. Part of my 19 ways to fix the silver market was the revolving door has to end to make it illegal for these people to go and work for a bank right after they get off their little commission cushy seat. His resignation would be officially announced Monday and is effective Thursday. That's way too fast for a resignation. Mr. McDonald was a prosecutor in the Manhattan U.S. Attorney General's office before joining the CFTC. That's the second most corrupt institution ever, the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office. Shortly after President Trump's inauguration, he earlier served as a law clerk to Supreme Court Justice Roberts. Quote, "We really focused on what we think are the core violations of law, on manipulative conduct and fraud." The CFTC filed 113 enforcement actions. JP Morgan agreed to pay $920. That's all they have to say. So, will this guy, where'd he go? Will this guy do the same thing that Michael Dunn did? Michael Dunn was the commissioner who said, no, we will have no position limits. That's He's the guy who stopped position limits. He leaves the CFTC like a year before his retirement. He was old and stupid and dumb and retarded. Yes, I use the word retarded in the way I used to use it as a child. He was about as dumb as you can get. And oh, by the way, they put him in charge of the vault at 55 Water Street right before Hurricane Sandy. He left the doors open. He left the doors open so that the entire vault with $33 trillion worth of paper documents was flooded. They pumped it out, and then they set fire to it. I am not lying. Go back to the road to Ruta. Look up 55 Water Street, the DTCC. This guy, I wonder where, I guarantee you he's going to get paid off somewhere because he did a good job by getting JP Morgan out of a little pickle. RICO charges settled with cash. If I was a Gambino family member, I would say, hey, how come I didn't get that option? Why couldn't I get rid of the RICO charges just paying off some government employees? So, good night, goodbye, James McDonald. You're a criminal. And here's what James McDonald had done. He came there in 2017. That's what James McDonald did. Then DOJ comes in and bang, bang. This right here is when JP Morgan found out it's going to have to get rid of its short position. So they slammed it down to cover as much as possible. It rose up, slammed it down again right into where we are. Now, supposedly, that game is over, and it's just the high-frequency traders that get to manipulate the market, which, in truthful, it's going to be even more hectic than it was before. Even more hectic than it was before. I expect massive volatility next week. Yeah, high-frequency traders can place the price to $0. $0, even negative. Just look at oil. You can go negative. Does it make any sense at all? No. Is it criminal? Yes. Should it be shut down, this futures and options derivative market for silver? Absolutely. Not even the miners use it anymore to hedge their positions. They've lost too much money to the banksters. Anyway, that's what's going on planet Earth. It's kind of crazy, but hey. Oh, by the way, the DOJ's now, not only the SEC, but the DOJ is now going off after offshore cryptocurrency derivative exchanges, charged with violation of the Bank Secrecy Act. Here's some dudes: Arthur Hayes, Benjamin Dalo, Samuel Reed, Greg Dwyer, flouted U.S. anti-money laundering rules. Let's see what's the name of this exchange. Announced indictment of blah, 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 blah. Oh, this is BitMEX, yeah. We all knew BitMEX was a con. This is deep state stuff, too. So, yeah, this is... We're getting into some serious shit from the DOJ. You notice it's not the SEC or the CFTC doing this, it's the DOJ. That's the real deal. When it comes from the DOJ, it's more than a slap on the wrist. And they must not like these guys like they like JP Morgan. Anyway, case is signed in U.S. District Court. Reed was arrested in... Why? See, Reed gets arrested. Why didn't Jamie Dimon get arrested day one? Oh, it's insane. Well, yeah, more of the same. The SEC and the DOJ and those guys are going to try to control the new world, and it'll fail miserably. But in the meantime, there will be wreckages in cryptocurrency companies that they don't like. If you're not on their side, they're going to take you down the best they can, and it's pretty easy for them to do it. They'll make up lies. They'll do anything they want because it is a rogue organization. The SEC, the CFTC, even the Department of Justice. Rogue organizations out to destroy anything they can so they can keep their system up and going. Welcome to America. So if year zero has been a stress to you, if you're a private road member, go back to the Cliff High interview. This is on the private road right next to, if you go down, under the Theta page, under the Generating Moonstone page, under the road trip, Road to the Future, right here. September 2019, before COVID, before all of it. Listen to what Cliff High said about the future, and you'll be going, oh my God, he was right about year zero. This is the full interview is on the private road, which is more than I posted for the people who went to the Vegas show. So, private road members, go check that out. Uncle Cliff had it spot on, and we were all like laughing. Yeah, right. Yeah, we have to decide to live or die and all this stuff. And now we're thinking, oh my God, we might have to decide to live or die. Death ain't that bad. Go check out that interview. Get a little Cliff in you, and he talks about silver. He talks about a lot of things in that interview. So check it out. That's all I got for you. But I do want to stress, this is no little deal. When you close your best case ever, do you quit or get fired literally the day after? No. Much more going on behind the scenes here. I believe James McDonald was fired because he knew what was going on. He didn't stop it. We will see. Anyway, this is Bix Weir. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Oh, and go to Bitcoin Ben's YouTube channel for the live show we did yesterday. The music sound didn't quite work with Ben's microphone on his laptop, but we did get one. We will have a couple of videos coming out with good sound, and it'll be edited properly, type of thing. So keep an eye on that. Probably this week, maybe. This is Bix. I'll talk to you guys later.